Hello, welcome to Lee Statham TV. This is your LUTV Midweek Live with Jess. How you doing, Jess?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Danny, how you doing, Danny?
Spot on.
Dad?
All right, now that I've got my camera. We got some people in chat, mate. Can you control your chat, Lee?
Yeah.
Go on and you do chat for us. It's your show. You do chat.
Jess. Special like and subscribe if you new to Lee Statham TV channel. Thank you, Jess. There's Angels. Hi, guys.
Hey up, these angels. Nice for you to join us.
Good evening, my Julie.
Julie, it's a nice name. I don't know why she hid that from us.
Very nervous, lady, Stu.
Probably thinks allergy. Probably thinks allergy is going to come out or something.
Big up to you guys. Thanks, these angels. Colin, Colin's in the house.
You're right, Claude.
Colin.
You're right, Claude, Jeremiah.
Greengrass.
Greengrass.
Everyone's saying hello to each other, Lee. Good to see you, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Good to see so many people in, actually, Jess. You know what I mean? It's really good to see so many people in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. Right, Lee, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the 7 goals in 2 games or what? Do you want to start with that?
Yeah.
So, 7 goals in 2 games, Lee. That's a good return, isn't it? Compared to what we've been seeing prior to them games.
Yeah.
What about you, Jess? 7 goals, 2 games. Happy days?
Happy days, absolutely, mate. We're on the run, are we, at the minute? At least we're getting them in. A lot of clean sheets as well. It's just all promising, isn't it, for Leeds at the minute?
Yeah, what about you, Danny? 7 goals in 2 games. Did you see this coming?
No, but we might as well enjoy it while it lasts because we're not going to get 7 goals in next 2 games anyway. So,
you think it's going to be a more difficult game against Plymouth?
Yep, and Leicester game, yep.
So let's talk a bit about Nonto, his form, changing form. What do you put that down to, everybody? Lee, what do you put? Let's start with Jess, and then I'll come back to you, Lee. What do you put Nonto's form down to, Jess?
Starting games, mate, for me, I think it's very difficult, like Patrick Bamford as well, that when you're coming off bench for 10 minutes to make an impact, and a bit like Gruev as well, who's bided his time. Wilfred Gnonto's done that. There seems to be a massive attitude swing change. He seems to be like the old Wilfred Gnonto that we got in January last year. So for me, yeah, absolutely, fantastic. But for me, I think it's more to do with the game time, the confidence Fark is probably giving. So yeah, that's where my stand is on it, Stu.
What about you, Danny?
Just took the words right out of my mouth.
But how's he gone from showing immaturity and being petulant to what he's producing now in such a short space of time, Danny? That's what I don't get. What there must be, as Farker give him rocket he needs. Do you know what I mean? Has he been a bit harsh on him? Well, not harsh, but has he been firm with him? Should we say?
Well, it's not just with Nonto that he's done it with. He's done it with Cresswell as well, hasn't he?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, knuckle down, get your head in a line, otherwise, no point being here.
I agree with that. What about you, Lee? Do you think Farker's had a word with Nonto?
Yeah.
About his behaviour and stuff prior to him having that turning form? Do you think he's had a word with him and told him, look, this is what I expect from you. This is what you need to show me. I'm showing faith by letting you back in. You need to show me faith by you know, repaying that faith by your performances on pitch. Because I did think he was petulant. I was ready for him. I read it like I didn't care if he stayed or went in January. I'll be honest with you. I really didn't. I wasn't bothered. But I'm glad we've kept him, and I'm glad he's knuckled down. It gives Farker Farker a headache tomorrow, though, doesn't it? With James being available. Do you still stick with Firpo? Anybody?
You don't change your winning side, do you?
No,
You don't change your winning side.
no, you don't.
I agree.
Phil, hope you're doing well, mate. Hello, all come across from Jess's channel. Thank you very much, Phil. Much appreciated. Hello, everyone. Carol's in the house. Hiya, Carol. Love, hope you're doing well. Hi, Phil. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Right. This is a comment. What I want everyone to go on as well. Bambi has to go for me. He will not be good enough for the Premier League. Start with you, Jess.
Why does he have to go? Is one question that I'll ask to Jules.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it.
Unfortunately, you know, he's got a bit of a pull. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. Yes, I agree he's not good enough for the Premiership, but he's good enough to be a squad player. I'd rather have Bamford than Perot, my personal opinion, in the Premiership. And Bamford's going nowhere for me.
Well, we touched on it on your show yesterday, Jess. It doesn't make sense letting Bamford go for what, 6 million, 7 million, and then you can't bring in the player of Bamford's experience for £7 million. You just can't. You can't do it.
I agree. I agree.
What about you, Danny? I mean, are you a Bamford? You're a Bamford. You've been a big advocate for Bamford, Danny. What do you reckon? Is he good enough at Premier League?
Who's that to Stu?
You, Danny. You've been a big advocate of Bamford. Is he good enough at Premier League?
Well, I'd rather take him than Perot.
What about you, Lee? Would you take Bamford or Perot? You went Perot, though, didn't you, yesterday? Would you have? Is Bamford good enough at Premier League, Lee? That's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, I took Bamford in the Premier League.
You would, but you'd take Perot as well, wouldn't you? Whereas Perot's still got that question mark for me. Yeah, he scored a goal against Swansea, but me and Jess touched on this earlier on in that show we did on Stable Team. Did he just do that because it was his old team, Danny?
Right. The question isn't would you take Bamford in the Premiership? It is who's done it in the Premiership. But Bamford's already done it in the Premiership. Perot hasn't.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't think Perot's a bad player, Danny. I just don't think he suits the Farker system. I don't think he suits his system.
No.
4-4-2 for me if you're playing Perot. Just my personal opinion. I think that kind of system works better for him.
Leeds Angel says he will be a liability, never fit, injured all the time.
Yeah, he has
He's
got
not
an
injured.
injury wreck. I do get that he does, but then what player doesn't get injured? It's just one of those unfortunate things. It's a couple of weeks. Please don't get upset. You know, it happens. God, Trent's come back and he's injured and he's out till March time. It does happen.
Yeah.
Please don't worry.
Go on, Danny. What about you? Do you have a problem with his fitness?
His fitness has always been, even when he was at Chelsea and Middlesbrough, he was always had an odd injury here and there, but he's had the worst injuries here. But you've got to look at it this way. The games that he's played, would we have won if he hadn't have played?
I agree.
No, I agree with you, Danny. I do. He got injured during. He got injured during a warm up. Yeah, but Lucas Paqueta got injured during a warm up for West Ham.
Yeah,
it happens, doesn't it? It happens. It happens anywhere, everywhere you go. There's always you'll always hear of a change after enforced change being made to starting lineup because of injury. Look, I know what you're saying, Leeds Angels. I do, and I get it. I get it. I get it. I get that you're worried about his fitness and stuff. But that's why you take him as a squad player.
Yeah.
Where you're not having to over rely on him. We definitely need to bring in another number 9. 100%. We need to bring in a quality number 9 who can score goals. I get it, but I'd sooner have Bamford on my bench than him being fit and having a face up against him because it causes any back line, defensive line of opponents, all ends of cancer problems. He moves. I mean, look at that goal in the FA Cup where he volleyed it in. He actually sat that player down on his backside before he did that. The player didn't know what to do. We didn't know whether to go touch type to him or give him a yard. Nobody knew what to do with him, and that's the problem. That's why I think Bamford's so good, Danny.
Yep. No other striker at this club can do what Bamford does.
I agree, Danny. I do.
I agree with you. I do. Bamford's going nowhere, Gary Kershaw says. Totally agree with that.
How's Morrison's doing, mate? How's Morrison's doing? Somebody I work with on nights at Morrison's. I hope, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, Gary. Gary, he'll never play in the. I think he will play in
Premiership. He's already played in Premiership. Are you having a bad day again today? Didn't he?
We got to be hard on players as we do, as we will do the same as Sheffield United. It's it's different circumstances at Sheffield United.
Yeah,
really,
I think somebody's woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning.
Yeah. I think she's one of those ladies that gets very anxious when players get injured. I don't know why. It does affect some people's mental health. I will say that, football. Don't be worried. We're fine. But for me, Danny, would you like to see Joseph start tomorrow and maybe put on bench? Yeah, I would have said that to Stu earlier. When we did press conference, I'd like to see Joseph have a start. Shoot me.
Well, he's the against Plymouth. He at the bar, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the nearest one we've got to Bamford.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And the one thing I will say about Bamford, right? He's took a pay cut, Annie Bamford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all have.
He didn't take it. I didn't see him kicking up a stink to leave Leeds. I didn't see him cause it. No. You know what I mean? Wanting to jump ship. He wanted to stay and fight and stuff. He gets Leeds, doesn't he? He gets what it's about. Believe it or not, Bamford's is a nasty bugger when he's on football pitch. But I've heard he's very sensitive, Danny. He has got an eye, and he does. He is. His dad made him work for what he got.
Like I said to you, Stuart, start season, Parag phoned 4 players to stay at Leeds: Bamford, Ayling, Cooper, Dallas. There was the 4 that was asked if they were going to stay, and they all said yes.
They did, and he did that for a reason. He did that for a reason. If he didn't want him, he would have wanted one of his highest earners off at books. He would have been hoping that he'd gone.
You're talking about Bamford taking a pay cut and not mourning. When it was Christmas time, when Spence was here, and the other players donated the wages to the children's hospital, Spence never did it.
No.
Says it all, doesn't it?
No, I know. And we don't see much of all that side of it, unfortunately, because they don't want us to know, them going to hospital and stuff. But they spend a lot of time when they're not involved on Leeds United training pitch. A lot of them are at that Leeds United Children's Hospital on wards and stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't want publicity for that. They do it off their own back.
Not only that, They're going into schools as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen that with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? That were really touching with Arute and Monto. A nice thing to be doing. Sorry,
See, so they do some good stuff as well, and some of these players, Sinistera and E.G., Sinistera, Aronson, Christiansen, Rasmus Christiansen, Mark Rocker, they couldn't wait to get out. They couldn't wait.
Exactly.
They're the players we should be calling out.
Mm-hmm.
Christensen paid for his own flight over to Roma.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. But we seem to give. I've always said this, and these Angels, they seem to get you, Jules, in. But we always seem to beat Bamford with that same stick. We beat him and beat him and beat him. You know, is that people outside his bloody drive? Is that people running him? And he still wants to play for this club.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have easily said, "No, that's it. I've had enough. I want out." But he didn't. He stuck. He stayed. Yes, Trent's got credit in bank. She's saying that Trent's got credit in bank. But he's had some poor defensive moments, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. As we all know, Trent Alexander-Arnold is probably better going forward than he is defending. So, you know, everybody has the weak spots as well, Leeds Angels, so don't worry about it.
Jamie saying, hey up, Jamie. Thanks for subscribing, mate. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, mate. Really do appreciate that. Bamford's not good enough as a main striker in the Premier League, but worth keeping as an experienced squad player.
Yeah. Bang on the money, Colin.
Yeah.
How you doing with your comments, mate? Are you keeping up? Yeah, you are, actually. Good man. Next one down later. He goes missing. Bamford goes missing. I don't think Bamford goes missing. I don't think he goes missing.
Perot goes missing. Is that what you mean? Perot goes missing.
All right, Leeds Angels MOT. Southampton Army. Hope you're doing. Barmy Army. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. We're coming for you, Southampton. We're coming for you, mate. We're coming. Are you? Do you know somebody? I still think it's a free ball shootout. Who goes up automatically? I really do. I really do. I think it's going to be close. If we go up, we have to look at the bigger picture. I get that. I do get that, Leeds Angels, and you're spot on there. We do have to look at the bigger picture. But the 49ers said that they're going to invest.
Yeah. Plus, you can't just get rid of every player in one go. You know what I mean? You still need some of the old guys. You still need some of the old players in there to bed the new players in.
Yeah.
Look how much. A prime example of that is, Danny. Look how much Stroik's learned from Joe Rodon this season.
Yep.
You know, he's learned a lot from him. This is, and I read that thing today. Apparently, we could. That's on next thing on this. We could actually get him if we get promoted. That's the only stipulation. If we get promoted, we can have him for 15 million. I think that's a bargain, Danny. I do.
I'd have said more 10 or 12, but yeah.
You know, and he wants to stay. Apparently, he's happy to stay. He's showing that, you know, he's made it perfectly clear that he wants to stay at Leeds. So, you know, he hadn't done what Ben White did by saying, "Oh, I want to come, but I'm not going to put a transfer request in there." I think he will if it comes to it. I do. Gary mentioned on his podcast that he had subscribed to Lee's channel. Following what Gary mentioned, I went onto Lee's channels and I resubscribed to Lee's channel again. Might be an issue with YouTube. Cheers, Michael. Much appreciated. It's all over the place, Michael, but I hope you're doing well, Gary. Next down, we can't have enough players on the hospital win all season either. Unfortunately, Leeds Angels, injuries happen. You know what I mean? You're either lucky with them, or you're lucky not to get them, or you're unlucky and you get them. It happens to them all. I'd rather have Trent than Bamford.
Well, that's no comparison, is it, Leeds Angels? Because Trent's a defender and Bamford's a striker. But I'd have Bamford at Liverpool. Controversial, but he's Andy. He's a difficult striker to play against, Stu. I mean, I rate him, but that's just me. Danny's always backed him, and I'll always back him while he's in a Leeds shirt. And I think Bamford will be sticking around a lot longer than Perot, if I'm honest.
I'll read that out for you, Lee. Can't blame those players for leaving Leeds. If I was in their position, I might have done the same, as I am not exercising the terms of the contract relegation release clauses. Blame Orta for such a contract.
It's all right saying blame Orta for such a contract, but the 49ers were in on them contract as well.
Yeah, they still had a share, didn't they?
So you think the 49ers knew what were in them contracts as well, then, Danny? Because that was a big argument. That was a big argument that they did. People were defending 49ers by saying that they wouldn't have accepted it. They didn't have a clue what were in them.
Even though you're a minority shareholder, you still know what's going on at the club.
Well, you're revolting everything, aren't you? Because that's the whole point of being, they were looking at everything in books. They were looking at everything before they bought this, before the takeover happened. They had to be informed of everything. Look, if you're going to be right, if you're going to be honest, the reason why Orta did them contracts is he didn't ever think that Leeds were going to be in a position when we got relegated. He didn't. He never thought we were going to get relegated. So yeah, Orta shouldn't have put me thing, but he did that. I mean, there's that saying, isn't there? You've got to entice players by giving them something to sign for you. And you sign for us. We don't think we'll ever get relegated, but if we do, you can go. I think that's what happened.
You're not telling me that the 49ers didn't know about the players leaving in the contracts, because when they brought Jack Harrison back from Leicester, he signed that new contract, and in that contract was a relegation release clause. So you're not telling me the 49ers didn't know about it when the 49ers brought him back from Leicester.
It's a good point. We don't want to. We don't want to be Sheffield United. Neither fans chanting "We're crap, never winning, never." Nobody get well again.
It won't happen like it was last year. But when we're in Premiership, we're getting pummeled every week. That won't happen again.
I didn't enjoy that. I said that I don't ever want to go back to Premier League and be in the same position as we're in, and I don't think the 49ers are going to allow it. I mean, there's been uproar over there when 49ers lost Super Bowl. There's been some uproar in America. The one who won it, they were shooting on the streets. The 49ers aren't happy at all that they lost that Super Bowl final.
Yeah, because the winners.
Yeah, the winners. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Exactly, the winners. They won't want to see Leeds struggling at bottom. That's why I think they're going to back us.
They've already said they're going to back us.
Do you trust it, right? Do you trust the recruitment and Danny at Leeds? Stephen Holland, isn't it?
Oh, at Leeds?
Yeah, he's still involved, isn't it? Stuart Holland.
It's Nick Hammond, Greta Steinson.
Nick Hammond, that's it. Nick Hammond.
Him from Aberdeen. And there's another one. But yeah, I trust it. But if and when we go up into the Premiership, you know what I mean? Their data module is different to what everybody else's is, you know what I mean? So people are going to be like, oh, we aren't signing anybody like I did. We aren't going to sign anybody, and then last minute we sign somebody. But I honestly think if we go up, we'll get rid of the players that the Farker don't want, and we'll have players in quicker than what we actually think.
Well, I think so, and I think they'll have a move to pre-season friendlies, if I'm honest.
Yep.
So Farker can have a good, proper pre-season friendly with them, schedule with them. I mean, we haven't heard out on pre-season friendly schedule yet, have we? If it's going to be over here or whatever, I don't know.
I've heard there's meant to be a couple of games in America, but I'm not quite sure.
And it makes sense, doesn't it, with it being 49ers and stuff? It makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah. It's global, isn't it? It's marketing. Clever marketing as well.
Speaking about players and stuff, from press conference, Bamford's going to be out, but Shackleton's back. Long-term injured players, Strike and Dallas are still missing as well. But what interested me was when he said long-term injury players, Strike. He put Strike on that same category as Dallas.
I don't think you're going to strike until about April.
Mm.
You think he's going to be a long-term injury then, Danny? Yeah.
I think he's saying it's a adductor. I think it's something to do with his operation that he had. Rushed back too quick.
It was a double hernia, wasn't it? Double hernia operation he had.
A double hernia, you should be out for up to 6 to 8 weeks. It was back in 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a concern. It's a bit of a concern. Where are you with your comments, Lee?
Los Angeles.
Who will we get to blame if we're down at the bottom 3 not winning poor Farker?
Don't judge him on Norwich, Leeds Angels.
Yeah, I don't think he will. You know what I mean? I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to get us down there. Sorry, Lee. Perot is on target for approximately 17 goals this season. Is that really a flop?
He's approximately on target for that. I don't mean to say he gets that call. And I'm not saying he's a flop. What I'm saying is, in the Premiership, for me, in my personal opinion, he's not good enough for the Premiership. Championship player, yes, absolutely. That step up to the Premiership for me, it's a no from me.
He'd have already been there if he was that good.
Far away from 50 subscribers. Let's get Lee there. Thank you. Cheers, Jess. Look. And you guys will still have Alan Clark, laugh out loud.
I'd have Alan Clark if he were back in his prime too, right? I would.
You're not wrong.
Our fans should have a poll to see what players they would like. Yeah, well, I'm going to do a show on that. Leeds Angels. I'm going to see about doing that on Jess's channel.
Yeah, we're on about this, won't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do. Come end of the season, I'll have a word with Jess, and we'll get something sorted out. And I might even treat you to some graphics. Sounds that.
Straight away.
Yeah. The Premier League, the Prem, not the Championship. It is tough and toxic. We got to get it right. I think we will, Leeds Angels. I really do. I think we will, Jules. I think we will, love it, honestly. I think we've got to get there first. We've got to make sure that we get promoted first before we start talking like this anyway.
Absolutely.
It could be longer than that, Stu's been on it. He described it as a long term and grouped it in with Dallas. The business of him saying he'll have a scan next week and we'll know better then. It is, yeah, that's what it's really. It's really, Gary, you're right. It is really, because I thought we might have known more about it this week, but look, what I would say, guys, right, is I don't want to see any player rush back anyway. I want to see, I'd rather be without Strike, because at the moment, I think Roden and Lampard were doing a stellar job anyway. I don't think we need to worry about a centre backs at the moment. It's not like they're leaking goals in the road like that, is it?
I know, but then when I did my notes, Joe, for Strauch, right, it said, I'm just going through my Sam Byram hamstring set to miss the next 2 games. Strauch abductor has having a rescan next week when doctors will decide if his exercise load can increase. So yeah, that sounds like he's a long way away, doesn't it?
Yeah. Don't forget, How many games has he missed? So even if his load can increase, is what 5, 6 week out. So he's still going to have to get up to speed again.
Mm,
So you're going to
I
be looking
agree.
at.
No, I agree, Donna.
When does season end? May.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
And you saying doing a poll and that to see what players you want, there's no point because it don't matter who you want, Leeds are probably going to get them anyway. They'll do their own thing.
No, but we were on about players that are going to leave Leeds at the end of the season.
If you'd keep them, bench them, or let them go.
I think the only ones that go are those that are on the contracts. Shackleton, Dallas, Cooper, Byram.
All right, then, Danny. What about the players that we get back? Because if we get promoted, their contracts, that contract release clause is non and void. So they'd have to come back to us. So that you can't tell me that you'd want any of them lot to be left at Leeds.
I don't want any of them back, but they're going to come back. They're going to do the training. Daniel Farke might see something in one or two of them and say, "No, I'll keep them. I can work with them."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Donna, because let's face it, Jorginho Ruta, last season, we all wrote him off. Look what Daniel Farke has done this season with Jorginho Ruta. So, even though we might say as fans, we don't want any of them back, we don't run the club, unfortunately. So if they come back to pre-season and they put a hard shift in and he says, ooh, just as an example, please don't shoot me dead, Aronson, I could do something with him. And he stays, there's a contrast in there, unfortunately. We can all debate and, agree to disagree with it. But I think Danny could be right there. If we go up, he might see something in him. I hope not. And I hope they all go, but you just never know.
The only way you can do something with Aronson is if you can do something like you do with darts. Different weights in his boots.
I know what you're saying, but you know what I mean? Like, as an example, we all think he's paperweight.
But remember, though, Jess, these players were all here when Farke took the job. They all left while Farke were in the job. Will he feel hurt by and betrayed? Because they didn't have to go. They didn't have to go.
I know they didn't, but because what they had in their contract, Stu, it made it easier for them to go because, let's face it, Stu, they could see it as, look, we can go out, play wherever we're playing for the season, and Leeds could get promoted and we end up back at Leeds. There's a contrast to it. I don't think Daniel Farke had much of a say in anything when he first run there. It were very much all up in the air. So
I think happy. He said, didn't he? He even said, didn't he? These contracts will never happen again.
So
and if them players hadn't gone on the contract, I don't think we'd have bought anybody.
I agree with you, Donny.
Leeds Angel says we have to do a clean out. That's the difference between us staying up back to square one in the champion and back in the championship. That's what I think the Islanders are going to do is have a clean up anyway.
Yeah, they've already started getting rid of 21s that they know that's not going to be at the club. Right? They're not going to get rid of the full squad and redo it. They're going to sell some, bring some in. You know what I mean? They can't get rid of the full squad.
You can't, it won't balance books. And not only that, I hope people don't think that in summer we're going to get rid of every single Deadwood player, because the problem is you can't. You've got to find them clubs for a start, which then that takes the resources away from you bringing players in, if that makes sense. So we might get rid of half in this year, and then this summer, and then after the following summer. We ain't going to be able to change it all around in one transfer window. It's impossible. Unless you do what Nottingham Forest did and look what trouble they got into for doing.
Yep.
And the sound of it, these 49ers are a stickler to books. They'll stick to rules, of fair play and FFP and stuff like that anyway. So I said this, me and Jess had this discussion today. Well, there'll be price brackets, Danny. £20 million players for strikers, £15 million players for midfield, and £10 million players for your left back, right backs, centre backs, and if you're going to change your goalkeeper, they aren't going to spend millions and millions of pounds, are they?
No, and we're not going to go out unless it's somebody that Farker wants, then we can get them, and he thinks they can work. We're not going to go out and buy a 40, 50 million pound player.
I agree with that. I do.
Yeah, go on.
Colin says difference this season is we have a proper manager, and if we do go up, I'm going for top 10 finish next season with Farker.
Yeah,
Right.
but Colin,
I've got 14.
It all depends what players you're getting.
Well,
Yes.
I think for his first season back in Premier League, as a newly found club, remember we're going to have to rebuild, bring in these quality players because we lost them all when we got relegated. I think 14th's a reasonable target to get. About 14th place. You know, as long as we're away from relegation places, I'm happy. We aren't going to pull away from them with a 20-point gap or out like that. But as long as we're away from them, I'll be an happy man. Definitely.
You're going to have to consolidate in the Premiership 1, 2 seasons, 3 seasons before you're going to start making moves.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, what did you say? Just 10 years before?
I said like in 10 years' time, in that time frame, that we're back, hopefully, fingers crossed, back in Champions League, you know, them top 6 places. But I won't think in first. But like you say, the first 3 years for me is just all about safety, keeping up and just tinkering it every year. But then see where we get after 3 years. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're still in the league and we can progress like a team like Brighton, for example.
Because they didn't spend mega bucks.
No, not when they first came in. No, and they've recruited well. You know, I think Salcedo only cost them 4 million. Sold him for 116. So you know, and they bring like free agents in James Milner.
Will we have to be that sort of a club though for so many years, Danny? Bringing players cheap like a selling club to start us off.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to get somebody in. They're going to play for us. The thing we're going to sell them on, and then otherwise it's not going to be worth the 49ers doing it because they're not going to be able to put money in every year because they're not going to get knocked back.
Yeah,
we've got to remember the 49ers. It's an investment company. It's a group of investors who are going to want to be seeing a return on their investments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, for example, we bought a player for 15 million and sold him for 50. That's 50. You know what I mean? That's their money back. And then say 20 of that will go to another player, so we might get him for another one for 20 million and sell him for 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What Brighton are doing. That's what Brighton are doing. That's what Brentford are doing.
Yeah. But I
guess even top clubs, even Man City, make money on players to buy.
Yeah, I can guarantee that starting next season, players or fans will be moaning, "Oh, well, it's only cost us 20 million. It's only cost us 20 million. We should be going out and get." No, you can't. If it don't work. I'd rather spend 10, 15 million pounds on a player than 50 million pound player. It don't work, you know what I mean?
How much should we pay for Rafinha?
20.
We paid 17.
17.
So there is players out there to be had. You've just got to know where to look, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Endo at Liverpool, Stu. What they were looking at Salcedo at 100 million and ended up settling. I think they ended up paying 15 for him. But I think he's been a really good buy for Liverpool.
Yeah, I do know. Kudos. I know it's a different price bracket. Paqueta, they're expecting to make like 4 times as much as what they paid for these players.
Yeah.
And they're going to reinvest it back into the squad. That's what we'll do. That's what we're going to end up doing.
And don't forget, we've got money in the bank already from Sinistera.
Yeah.
And Adams, that were like 40 or 46 million pound that they've got for those 2 players.
Yeah, we have. You're right, Lee Angel. We've got trust of quality, but we will find it. I promise you, we'll find it. We will find it.
You won't find quality straight away. You're forgetting a player that, say Lionel Messi, is quality in Spain, a lot slower league than ours. It's quality in America, a lot slower league than ours. If he comes to Premiership, he wouldn't do it. It's too quick.
Well, I'll tell you a player who's getting a lot of stick at this moment in time, you know, Harry Kane.
Yeah, it's because his nose is too getting in way.
But he's getting a lot of stick. He's Harry Kane.
You know what I mean? Every player to do it. Don't mean they're going to do it in.
Hi, LFC. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you for joining us.
There is some real quality in that Japanese team and fair prices. Who said about the player? Moreno. We've signed a player who we've got him, but we sent him out on loan again. Oh God, can't remember his name. Japanese kid.
No, we haven't got a Japanese kid. We used to have one, Ideguchi.
No, it's another one. I'm thinking of another one then. He's only 19-year-old.
Yeah, we haven't got no Japanese.
Used to play who we bought and then lent him straight back to their club. Can't remember his name. It's gone. It'll come back to me. But we have got the young players out on loan who we forgot about practically.
Yeah.
And maybe there's the reason why we forgot about them. Maybe they're not good enough.
Well, this one player who I'm thinking of, Danny, he didn't even play for us. He didn't even get any minutes for us. Hi, Lily, hope you're doing well, mate. Let me see if I can find him. Can't remember his name now. God, it's bugging me. It's really bugging me.
Where did we get him?
I forgot. I can't remember who it is. Players out on loan. Is this going to tell me players come in on loan or what? Let's have a look. All right, here we go. No, it's not telling me. It's not even telling me on transfer market neither. It's bugging me. I'll remember it when I'll remember it. I will remember it. Lee, where are we? Yeah, Lee Angels is saying hi to everybody. Good. So Lee, what sort of game are we expecting from Plymouth, Jess?
What sort of what, sorry?
Game are we expecting from Plymouth?
I think they'll play 5 across backmake and low block. I really do. Forshaw's out injured for them as well, obviously. I think it'll be a tight game, Stu. I think it'll be a lot harder than Swansea game. They were too open with Swansea. I don't think Plymouth will allow us that luxury.
I agree. What about you, Lee?
No.
Is it going to be tough?
No.
You think we'll win comfortably?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Danny, what about you?
It's going to be tough. They're going to play 5 at back and try catching his on break.
What worries me, Danny, is in that 180 minutes of normal play, they both ended in draws.
As long as we don't lose tomorrow, it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said to Jess, I'd take a draw from Plymouth and run away now. I would. What's Leeds Angel saying? I look at the China Japanese; they are cheap, and they are playing some good football. Spurs, Wolves, and Brighton.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We could have had a
That's not-
Japanese player if he hadn't gone to Luton.
But it is
Oh, well,
injury
that-
record that put him off a little bit, though, with injury.
Yeah, because he'd had an injury in the last game before he moved.
If I remember that player, I will put it in Lee's comments underneath. But I will remember that player. It'll drive me mad now. You know what I'm doing for rest at night?
Are you on about that Wassim boy?
No. I'm sure
When
it
did he
became
leave
something
Leeds?
Moreno or something.
Monteiro.
Monteiro.
That's it. Monteiro, that's him. We've still got him,
Yeah.
haven't we? He's still a Leeds player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not out on loan though. He plays for the 21s.
No, it can't be him then. No, it's a lone player. Danny, you're confusing me. That doesn't take a lot.
We have-
Take a lot. What's his name now? Oh gosh.
We haven't got a player and then loan them back to anybody.
He's a young kid. I forgot his name.
It's Portuguese. He's not Japanese. Monteiro, under 21s.
Does he still? He plays in under 21s, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not out on loan anywhere.
"50-50, Stu.
He's
I'm going to
called.
phone a friend."
Oh, I'm confused. I'm trying to
Are you
find
going to
him.
ask
And
the
I can't find
audience?
him. Well, I'm asking anybody to help me, but I can't remember his name.
When did he leave?
Oh God! When we first got promoted.
When we first got promoted.
We were under Bielsa. We brought up under 21. We were under 21s and we loaned him straight. We sent him straight back out on loan. I can't remember his name.
Is it Costa?
No.
You're not on about that Bogus, are you? Mateus Bogus.
Yeah, but he's one of our players, but we've loaned him out.
No, he's not. We sold him to American side.
Has he gone now?
Yeah, he's been gone a year and a half.
I thought he was still our player. Bloody hell!
Is it?
With Farmers League.
He's gone to. He's played in States, yeah.
What's his name?
Ah, right.
Mateus Bogus,
Bogus.
Polish.
The Jen just said we are smash Plymouth. Jen said,
Quick players. We're smashing Plymouth.
Jen said, Gary said, yeah,
Portuguese.
Is it Los Angeles, isn't it, Danny? Mateus Bogus.
Yep.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
£1
million.
Plymouth has frustrated us twice this season. We will destroy them at the weekend 3-0 with Perot brace.
Perot's not scoring against that back five, believe me. Anybody's scoring it with Somerville or Nonto.
Yeah, I agree.
Last ages ago, Bogus, I think it's spelled. Cheers, Gary. Yeah, I think it is Bogus. I'm sure it's Bogus.
Yeah, we got him, and then we sent him out to Ibiza in Spain, and then Los Angeles bought him from us while he was on loan at Ibiza.
Yeah, I think that's the one, Danny. You know, that's the one I'm on about.
Yeah, Colin, I can't trust Green because he was never trusted in heartbeat, so there's no point trusting him.
Just green grass. I love it. I love green grass. Not wrong with green grass. It passed away now, hasn't he? But as green grass, hasn't he? Bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right. Then my final one was we touched on him already. Rodon signing if we get promoted. Is that a good move, Jess? 15 million.
I don't know, because Danny made a really good point about this yesterday about going for somebody else. I don't. Well, as a championship player, yes, he's a good defender. If we got him at the right price, then yes, I would take Rodon. But for me, he's not worth more than 12 million. I wouldn't say worth 20, 25. But you know what Daniel Levy's like as well.
I know.
But he's only got a year left on his contract, so yes, at the right price, I would take him. If Leeds don't go up, does he stay at Leeds? No, personally, I don't think he does.
No,
And if we can get him for the right price, yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic for us this season. I'll not knock him. But then Danny did make a very good point yesterday on my show, saying, would we get somebody a bit more better quality?
For 15 million pound.
Look, if we get Joe Rodon for 12 to 15, I'd buy him. But if they're wanting 20, 25 plus, I'd probably look elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could do what Brighton's done. Look abroad. Look at Brighton. They're looking in leagues like in Colombia and Peru and buying players. You know what I mean? You need to. You're not just going to buy decent players like that from UK because the prices go up. So you need to go look at places like Peru, Colombia, Brazil. You know what I mean? Nigeria, Kenya, wherever. You know what I mean? Where the players are cheaper, want to play football.
I mean, let's face it, there look some good players in African Cup of Nations, I'm sure if Leeds dig about, they can find adequate signings abroad, look in the lower league markets. I'm sure when Wilfried Gnonto first come from Zurich, nobody had thought where he is now, These players out there.
Jess, you're good at pronouncing names, right? How do you pronounce his name on putting? Because this is a player who Leeds bought.
Yusuke Ediguchi.
Yep.
You mean Yusuke Ediguchi is now at Celtic?
Is he at Celtic now? Because he's the one we bought, didn't he? We bought him, didn't we?
Yeah, and we sent him straight back out. We sent him straight back out on loan because Marcelo Bielsa didn't like him.
That's him. That's the one we're on about. That's him.
That's the one that I mentioned to you earlier, and you said no.
And said no. You did. He did say it.
It's him. It's him. You shaved and again. Yeah, that's him. That's who I meant.
Yeah, he's at Celtic.
Is he at Celtic now?
And then I don't think he's been fit for about a season and a half.
Ouch. Then he did mention him. So I was trying to find out the name of the player. You know what I'm like, Gary?
That's the only Japanese player that we've had.
Well, we're all guilty of that, Jess, aren't we, love? We're all guilty of that.
Absolutely. Best way to be.
Right, well, has anyone got any other business they want to talk about? Because that's end of my list.
Score predictions for tomorrow.
That's a good one. Start with you, Lee. Score prediction for tomorrow.
3-1 Leeds.
Goal scorers, Lee?
Paul, Gnonto, and Sunville.
Have a little bell on that.
Who are you going to ask next, Lee? Who are you asking next for their score prediction?
Jess.
I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds, and I'm going to go for Somerville and Gruev.
Danny.
I'm going 2-1 Leeds, and I'm going Joe Rodon and Junior Firpo.
Dad.
2-1 Leeds. Somerville. And Purdue. Set piece.
Yeah.
Corner.
Please say no. Please.
Danny knows his stuff. That's why Lee wants him on his channel for. Lee ain't daft. You Lees aren't daft. You Lees. You're not daft. That's why you want people like Jess and Danny on your channel, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
Plays like Visaya Kobe.
But Vissel Kobe, he will play at Celtic, I think it was last season.
Big up, Tom. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. It's his Leeds news. Tom's been Tom used to watch us quite a while ago, bless him. Welcome back, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Hello, aren't Leeds doing well at the moment? We are doing well at the moment, mate. We really are, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Lee always gets the predictions right. He's getting close. He's getting close. Tom Rogers, next one down. I'll go 3-1 Leeds. I just think it's going to be a close game. I do think it's going to be a close game. Has anyone got else want to add before we has anyone got else want to talk about? Should we say any other business?
Southampton
Not from
tonight.
What Southampton? Oh, they play tonight, don't they?
Yeah,
Don't
West
forget.
Brom.
Yeah, we're doing it on JS Right Talks Football. Watch along for that.
Are we going to stop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just thought we'd had a nice little twist to it.
Late score predictions for West Brom v Southampton.
West Brom 3, Southampton 0.
Ooh. Jets. What are you going to say?
Shady 1-0 win to West Brom.
Danny?
I'm going to Desmond.
2-2.
Yep.
Desmond 2-2.
What are you going with, Stu?
2-1 West Brom.
Way full hours on West Brom.
I think I think Southampton are leaking goals at the moment, Jess.
I agree, mate. Be an interesting watch along as a neutral, even though we'll be all cheering West Brom.
Let me get your feeling title, but it tags so people can go check it out on yours, Jess.
And make sure you smash a like on this video for Lee and subscribing to the channel if you know. He's not far away from 50 now, which is massive for Lee. To say he's been going 2 weeks. Really enjoyed this show as well, Lee. Thank you for having me on.
Yep, same with me, Lee. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the link to Jess's channel. Click on that. I fancy a draw for West Brom and Southampton, maybe 2-2. Tom, you'll like Jess's channel. You will. She does a lot of watch-alongs, all different ones. And she does like what would you say? I won't say. I'm not going to say open mic because that's wrong. But a Saturday night where you let people come on and be themselves and stuff. Jess.
Yeah, people come on and have a voice, don't they, Stu? We have a bit of a laugh and a joke, and we all get on very well. And we have a couple of American people on as well, and it's just a really nice Saturday night after everybody's had a stressful week, shall we say. It's just nice to come off and blow some steam. We normally go for 4 or 5 hours, which is normal on a Saturday. But yeah, big up to everybody that joins us, and thank you for everybody that's come across from my channel as well and subscribed to Lee. It means a lot. And yeah, Tommy's doing massively well to get 50, near enough 50 in 2 weeks. Big up to Lee.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody that's come across from West Yorkshire Police website and followed Lee and subscribe.
And don't have nightmares. Sleep well.
Keep it clean and sub to all the channels. Thanks. Great chat, guys. Yeah, look, Lee, have you got all you want to say, mate, before you start wrapping this show up?
No.
So, do you want to end the show? Do you want to thank everyone for watching and joining you?
Thank you for watching this channel.
What else do you say? It's
Goodbye from me.
it's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining. Much appreciated. See you all later, guys. Take care. Bye bye.